Now I have to ask myself what I can make here. And I rather eat my own food than that's often what other people cook, because I know that I'm cooking in the spirit. Creating a good meal. Okay, now I have to ask myself what I'm actually making. Okay, this will not be super long. All I need to show you, because here I have a chicken, I have to rinse it. It's still a bit... Okay, now we're actually running into a problem where I don't actually know if I can do this. First I have to find a container. I don't know, I just struggled through not running somewhere else. Something's trying to push me around, and I don't like it. What does he mean, something's trying to push him around? I mean, what does he mean when he says that? He means that something is trying to push him around. We're all beings of mind, and anyone can get into your mind. And if you don't know that, well then I would spend time looking at it. Here I have some lemon spice mixture with pepper. Contains pepper, salt, something sour. Yeah, I'm going to use this not. I don't like this. I'm gonna do it different. It just fell, man. But I don't want to use it for this. I want to make my own one now. Okay, this is, I think, no. This is smoked paprika. This is chili. I don't know. I have eaten the same damn chicken for some time now, and I don't want to eat it the same way again. I just have to do this a little bit more. I just waited most of the day until I felt like now I can do this. I don't even know why, I don't even know how. I'm just taking responsibility, if you will. No, I'm just taking charge. If everybody's using psychedelics, getting weaker and weaker, and you say, why are you still smoking, people? I mean, you could have stopped like a year ago. Okay, this is hot chili powder, extra hot. Okay, I can make it just a spice blend and keep it. Yeah. For another meal. This is one I bought with my beloved. Yeah, I know, it's a nice way of saying these things. I'll just add a bit. human. Now just add salt. So I'm saying there is a perspective that says if you're struggling with suicidal thoughts, look at your surroundings. That's all I'm saying, right? Look at your surrounding. Look at who's looking at you how, right? Keep some of your stuff to yourself. You don't have to share everything, right? You don't have to be super nice with everyone. Like I'm telling you, we are all beings of mind. I haven't found one so-called person that's not somehow a being of mind. Not one. I have not found one single being that cannot do something with the mind. I'm just saying. Not one. And that says I have looked a lot. No, I'm just telling you, not a single one. But most people act like it's not happening because they're running around being afraid. Okay, so the rinsing, because there's this thing I don't like about meat like this, and that is the smell. So I always make sure that I collect the bones, I put them into a bag, and that goes, comes part of trash. I have defrosted it in the fridge. Okay, this bag and this bag I will just take for the bones. It's not that I think it's disgusting, it's just the smell is really intense. That's all. But I feel like I need this. And whether I'm just saying it or whether I actually need it, that's hard to say. And maybe I'm eating it for someone else, right? But it's super easy. I mean, it's like one of the easiest things. Okay, I have to bring out plastic trash. Okay, so generally, you spread it's still a little bit frozen. But that was the first time I actually took the time and defrosted it in the fridge. Okay, what have we here? This is the neck. That's it. Yeah, generally you can use it. But I don't know, I don't see much value in this. I'm just saying. You can eat whatever you want. You just have to see how you feel. I have had many times where I felt half dead and then I ate meat and suddenly I felt better. There is no, you cannot do this, you cannot do that. You just have to look at the consequences. So if you feel like eating meat, give it a try, but then work with the emotions. This is a bit like Ramdas's approach. He felt like it was phony to not eat the pork chops or the spare ribs. So he ate them. And I had moments where I literally felt like I have no life in me. I don't want to continue living, and I made a chicken and it was awesome. I'm just gonna rinse it. Okay. Okay, there's actually an interesting method. Because some people, you know, they would now put oil on it. I found that if you want to save on oil, because the chicken itself has probably enough fat already. So what you can do is, you can just make it wet. And then you can save on fat. Okay. Okay, something clearly tried to draw me out of the house, and I refused. Right? I simply stayed. I don't know, this is really weird. If I'll ever get the chance to get to know a woman really well, then I'll probably have more. I mean, my life will probably, for the rest of my life, it'll be really weird. Because I have a very unique perspective that includes, I never know what's real. Right? So as long as I'm still there, I have to make choices and I have to act accordingly, and I do things that I feel like doing, but in my mind, I feel I'm like, I don't know, 20 different people. And that's already an improvement, right? So I got rid of a lot of the stuff that I thought was unmaintainable, including probably playing computer games. But I'll decide that probably if I simply lose interest in playing computer games. Okay, this is what I just made, okay? This is what I just made. Yeah? This is what I just made. If you connect to my energy and you start to transcend, I cannot help it, right? A lot of people have had this. So if you start to have suddenly all these visions when you spend time on my content, that's just how it is. To connect with somebody who's happening on all kinds of planes of reality. Only I have, in that sense, no interest to take over your mind, to fail at everything, you know. I'd probably just try to teach you to think differently, right? So just make a choice. Hey, I want a turmeric on there. Just make a choice, see where it's gonna get you. Right, and if you make a chicken and you think, oh, but I thought I had to be vegan now. Yeah. I mean, your body's an animal, my friend. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to keep all my teeth without brushing them. I don't know if that's actually possible. Maybe at one point I'll just lose my teeth and then I'll just have to feel really stupid about myself. I would like to keep them. I mean, really. I'm paying attention to my teeth. So I reduced sugar and I learned a lot about diet. And if I feel I'm struggling too much, then I just eat whatever I feel like, which now is meat. Okay, this is going to be a super spicy chicken. So, right, a woman should have no problem with this. And if she does, well then, maybe she should eat it herself. You know what I'm saying, right? Because if you don't think that this is a good idea, then you're probably just telling yourself that you cannot do this. Oh no, I cannot eat the chicken. No, don't make me eat the chicken. It's like, what are you talking about? Eat the chicken? Don't eat the chicken. You know, if you're struggling against it, just eat it. No, I cannot eat the chicken. No, but I want to eat the chicken. No, I cannot do it. I mean, what are you talking about? If you want to eat the chicken, just eat the chicken. But I'm supposed to be holy. You know, it's like if a woman really wants a man, but she cannot allow herself, no, I cannot be greedy with you. Oh, but I would like to be with him, but I cannot do it. What are you talking about? I mean, are you living this thing or is this thing living you? You know, what do you mean? If you want to be with a man, then be with a man. But then make sure that's the man that you wanted. Because if not, then the man that you wanted is just going to, you know, leave and do something else for the rest of his life. And that's just what was basically happening to me, right? I just said, well, I just picked this woman. And if I was mistaken, that's turmeric, by the way, right? To spare you the anxiety attack. Oh my god, what does he just put on there? You know, if I'm gonna cook the same, how much does he put on there? Well, it's just a feeling, man. I don't care, right? I'll just, you know, you see, I mean, you've got a body. And if you're a woman, right, and I devote myself to you, well, I could make you feel all kinds of things because I'm really good with my hands. And I'm really good at paying attention to what you like, right? But there's women that may be afraid of that. No, I cannot deserve this. I have to be better. Oh, what does he make me feel? You know, that kind of stuff. So, I don't actually know, man. I just realized that a lot of people, they deny themselves so many things because they're stuck in living in concepts. I mean, what's the concept? You're alive now, right? I mean, if you're like a hardcore vegan, then I'll be the devil for you. You know, I'll be the devil. I'll be the guy. You know, I have been at like a festival and there was this guy and he was super phony holy and he was sitting in front of me and he was eating his meal. He was like, oh, I'm so grateful. And I just sat down and I just stuffed it into myself. Like complete lack of respect. But he was just too phony. I just couldn't take it. I mean, I'm glad you found something, but what you're expressing to me just looks like, well, how are you ever gonna have a family like this? I mean, you just leave the hard work up to the woman. So to me, you're just a wuss. And that's just my perspective, right? So if I feel like eating meat to connect with my warrior or whatever, or because I have been doing a lot of hard labor, right? I feel like I need some protein. Look at this little chicken. Okay? That's it. Goes into the oven. Amazing. You know, and now I'm finally over something, not really someone, just something. But sometimes you just have to be a little bit funny. 160 degrees. Let's say 40 minutes. Okay, that was one part. Now the other part
is the potatoes. Is the potatoes. Patatas.
Fritata patata. Because what else would I be eating the mayonnaise and the ketchup with?
I thought he said he didn't eat sugar.
No. I never said that. I said I have been reducing it. And that's all I'll ever say. Just like I ran out of coffee and I may not buy coffee for some time until I feel like buying it again, right? So you can reduce sugar and then at some point you introduce it again. Just like you can, let's say, not clean your apartment for 3 weeks and then you clean it again. You see? If you realize you wake up one day and you realize your apartment is really dirty, well then clean it. Right? And until you can keep it clean, you know, it's gonna take some time. But sometimes it's also okay if it can get a bit messy. You just have to know the boundaries. You know how messy is too messy. Right? How messy is too messy? Well, that's your definition. That's for you to decide, is what I'm saying. You have to define that. It's your definition, right? Now this time I'm gonna do this separate. But I'm gonna make enough so that I'll have leftovers for tomorrow. Question. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the peel on because it's extra nutrients, or it's just more food. Okay, I think that's enough. I'm first gonna check. You see, you want to learn how to cook with children? Connect with your inner child. Allow yourself to be happy sometimes and stop watching movies. Just have the movie in your head, right? That's a much better way. Just have the movie in your head and you'll be super alive. I don't actually know what people pick up on, what's happening in my mind. Usually they pick up on nothing. And that's hard to explain. Like, how can you not see this? I mean, life like this is just too boring. Yeah, I'm just gonna rinse it. I don't feel like washing this. I'm not that fussy. I mean, if you're afraid of dying because of you've eaten unwashed potatoes, then I'd really work on your concepts of poison or something. Because you're surrounded by hazardous objects that you call smartphones. Wait, what's this smell?
Ah, it's the amazing chicken.
Well, I'm gonna turn the chicken every couple of 20 to 30 minutes. And it's probably gonna take about an hour, 2 hours at the most. I had this amazing vision of, you know, doing this in the forest, but at the moment I just cannot do it. which is not true. I choose to not do it. Here, have a vision. Oh, nothing happened. Oh wait, something happened? Oh, who are you? Ah, I'm not sure. Okay, how to cut these? Well, that's a very difficult question. I think I'll like cubes or something. I mean, I've been dealing with so much dark stuff. You'll just get used to it. And then you just realize, you know, as dark as it may get, in the end I've done my hardening. What did I cook in here? Right? In the end I've done my hardening. That's at one point what it turned out for me. I've just done my hardening. I looked at the really gooey, disgusting stuff, and this is how I engage with my fear. I looked at myself, I looked at my surroundings, I looked at meat, eating meat, you know. I acknowledged the fact that I am, in a way, a warrior. I let go of these concepts of I have to be a vegan or a vegetarian. I looked at vegan and vegetarians. I saw that they're not better than anyone else. They just think they are. Right? It's like the Christian idea. You know, I'm gonna get really holy. I mean, I'm just an opportunist. And I saw an opportunity for myself to simply let go of all this veganism, vegetarianism, whatever. I just said, hey, I'm just gonna eat that. But for some reason, I don't really like eating pig meat. Maybe there's something about the swine flu. I'm not sure. But I feel good with everything else. I mean, I feel like I can eat lamb. I can eat all kinds of things. I could probably eat snails. You know, that's a potential potentiality, a potential. I don't know, you see, I'm starting to get more relaxed at this. I could almost see myself with a woman. Amazing. I mean, this woman, it's one specific one. Never forget that. So even if I would never see her again, I would just keep living like this, feeling her on the other side. And that's a really tough decision, my friend. You know? Choosing to be alone, right, in favor of replacing her. You know, you cannot replace your father, you cannot replace your mother, you cannot replace, you know, like your best friends, but you may have not found them yet. And that's the nice thing about spirituality. You can let go and then see if it comes back. And sometimes things do not come back, or not in the way that, you know, they used to be. So you can let go of a toxic relationship, but you throw it like a boomerang, and then it may come back to you. And now you go in with your hands and you're like, wait, just a bit more oil. That's what you say to your lover. Just a bit more oil.
But I'm already so moist.
Well, how does that work, right? I mean, men get kind of moist. I don't know. I'm just curious of what my life has in stock for me. That's, in the end, is all I can say to that. I'm just curious what my life has in stock for me. Right? I'm working with these concepts. Hey, you know, can I heal my teeth? Well, first of all, if you want to heal your teeth, don't look in the mirror. Right? Just feel. How do they feel? Are they still there? Right? And then simply work with diet. I don't know, man. But if you're anxious about losing them, okay. Now you could do this, which I sometimes do. Like rub it onto my legs, which can actually be a form of healing. Okay, I'll probably first let the chicken, I'll put it to 100, I'll keep it on 160. It's set for half an hour, right? It's just gonna run off. Okay, that's it, that's the meal. And now I'm gonna wait. And then I'm gonna fry these potatoes. I can also double fry them. Or I wait, and then when I have turned the chicken once, then I'll put in the potatoes. And that's in a way also time management. And while this chicken is being roasted, I can make more art. I can, you know, at the moment there's a video being rendered, right? I can make more art in the meantime. I can clean my apartment. I could prepare a hot chocolate for later. I could drink a hot chocolate now. Right, there's so many things you can do with the time that you've been given, other than sitting around and worrying too much, but it will take some time because you have to actively ask yourself, what do you want? And sometimes you have to wait for these things, just like you have to wait in a way for a boomerang. And that in a sense is frustrating because you always think, why do I have to do specific things to get specific things? Tja. That's why it's so hard to be creative, right? Because you really also have to ask yourself in what way you would like to be creative. Right? I mean, I could be creative in all kinds of ways, but if I'm honest, then it always comes out in a certain way that I cannot really predict. Right? Sometimes, or most of the time, I just let go of the concepts I have. This is how a video should look like. And then it just comes out a certain way. And then I'm glad I did it. And that's the way you make children, right? You just have to see how the child comes out, you know, and that's the child you're gonna deal with for some time. So a child teaches the parents as much as the parents teach the child. Yeah, I could also do the laundry now, but I've already done that. What else could I do? I could do the dishes. That's probably a good idea. Because, you know, no matter how often I do the dishes, I always get to do them again. Isn't that amazing? You know, that's working with concepts. Some people would say, oh, every time I do the dishes, I have to do them again. Yeah. But even that you can stretch out. I mean, I'm doing my dishes in the bathroom. What do you have to say to that, you know? If you can do that and feel like you actually love it, well, other people would laugh at you because they think they have it better and you think, I'm actually happy. You know, I get to do my dishes in the bathroom. And maybe there'll come a time where I cannot do this anymore. And I'll think, but I miss it. You know, I'd rather keep doing them in the bathroom. Because then I have more space in the kitchen. But actually there is some space which I don't need as much anymore. Right, so if you let go of drinking coffee, you can spend more time drinking tea. Wow! You know, and you don't have to eat meat every day. I eat it occasionally. But sometimes I need more meat. I'm really not fond of sausage at all. That's just disgusting. I don't know why. You just see how these people turn into weird things. I don't know, man. I think there's things you just don't eat. Don't think you have to really always use everything. Okay. You know, that looks already a bit better. So I'm motivating myself without knowing what's going to come. But I can make choices that bring certain things about. But sometimes I also just have to choose for myself. So yeah, maybe the woman wouldn't want to eat meat, but I can still eat it. Well, maybe if I do, she doesn't want to engage with me anymore. Right? But what does it mean then to be your own man? If I realize I feel like eating meat, then I should eat meat. Yeah? Okay? You got it? In the end, it's your own personal choice.